Welcome back into ATL Day Ones. I'm Jarvis Davis. That's Tenitra Batiste. Over there to my left or my right, depending on how you're looking at the screen. It's depending on how you're looking at the screen. And we just want to thank you for making ATL Day Ones your first listen each and every day. Free and available on all your podcast platforms. This is for the culture. This is a segment that we love to do, because it is the intersection between sports and entertainment, and we're going to throw some culture in there as well. And sometimes we're just going to make a topic fit, how we want to make it fit. That's just the beauty of it. So we're going to start off with Chris Paul. The Phoenix Suns lose as Chris Paul fouled out. It was a very frustrating game for him. The Dallas Mavericks win at home, and we all know how the get down is in Dallas, right? They are a raucous crowd. They have Luka Doncic crazies all over the place, and I don't think this story kind of speaks to that. Not necessarily they're fans of Luka Doncic, but Dallas Mavericks fans. And there was this one particular young man. I say young man because it looks like as if he was like a teenager, and reportedly had put his hands on Chris Paul's mother in the crowd in some form or fashion. And the video that's gone viral, that leaked out. It showed Chris Paul trying to come at the young man. Of course, he didn't get close to him because had people holding him back and everything. And the young man was being escorted out of the arena. And he looked at him. He said, "I'll see you later." Now, for those who may not know what that means, that was saying like, if I see you, I'm going to put my hands on you. And a lot of people seem to be upset by that. But let's kind of put this thing in perspective, right? This is Chris Paul's mother. He's at work playing a professional game. And he hears or he finds out that some stranger, some person has put his hands on his mother. And apparently got his wife and his kids to the point where they feel like they weren't safe while he's at work.
Right.
And I think that type of response by Chris Paul was measured.
Yes.
Based off of, what's going on. Because, like, I don't know about you, T, but I've been in a situation where I've gotten a phone call while I was on my way to work, and my wife felt like she was in danger. And when I tell you, so many things are going through your mind, and so many things are just flying off the handle as to how you're going to respond. And I think that, for him to not respond in the manner to go off and haul off and fire off in the little young man's face and give him a shiner before he leaves, I think all should be well, and everybody should respect that at this point.
Yeah. And to add to that, this is the situation that we have heard of most recently. Yeah. He has played ball for over a decade and a half. How many times has he seen this type of right in your face or right in your space situation that has happened to him or his children or his wife previously, possibly even his mother? But emotions are flaring. And so you take, the historical perspective, and I'm quite sure this is not the first time he's had to manage through something like this. And then you take the fact that on Mother's Day, your mother is being disrespected. And you say to yourself, that's a lot for anybody to manage through. And even, in their workspace. And I was thinking to myself, granted, nobody else's workspace is typically filled with 20,000 other people. Granted. However, if someone were to come into your workspace, in your office space, and essentially kind of threaten you, if you will, what would you do? How would you react? Think about your real-time reaction, not your reaction after you had a chance to view his video multiple times and then say what you would do. Think about in the moment what you would have said or done. Now, knowing me, I probably would have said, you know what, little boy, I can't come for you, but two nephews who will watch your back. Because Chris Paul does have two sons. I'm just saying. But anyway, to be honest with you, I totally understood the frustration because that is his mom. We've seen this happen to players' mothers.
It's Mother's Day too, by the way. Yes. Like, come on, man, have some respect for your elders. Like, what are we talking about here? Like,
right. And we've seen this happen. We've seen this happen for players before. So
Yeah.
that, and this to me even speaks to the larger issue of whether or not it's okay for that to happen. And if we need to look at the possibility of keeping fans from having that much access, because I do believe far and away, basketball is where you have the most access. I've seen it. I've been a part of it as the in-game analyst for the Hawks, where security has had to tell someone, hey, man, you keep trying to talk to her, or you keep trying to step in her personal space, we're going to have to escort you out of here. So this may be one of those things where they have to, as a league, the NBA has to revisit how you manage through the quote unquote access that fans have to players. It
And
does
you know
give
what?
sense down there.
And to be honest with you, I don't necessarily have an issue with access to players, right? Because they come they pay their ticket fees to get in, and you can heckle and do all that stuff, right? To the players, where I draw the line, right? I'm drawing the line on my sheet of paper right now. Like, families should be off limits. I think the punishment for this young man, get him out of there. He can't come to the Dallas Mavericks game ever. I don't care how old he is. I don't give a damn. Because at the end of the day, outside of just having a certain type of etiquette, right? Chris Paul's mother, I don't know exactly how old she is, but I'm going to take a wild guess. She's easily in her 60s, right? Yeah. Let's just say that. Even if she's in her 50s.
Right. Doesn't matter.
That's your elder. Why are you even acting like you about to put your hands on somebody? Yeah. And that's somebody's mom. Like, right. That is I just can't fathom that. Like, that's an offense that, for me, in that particular situation, I would have been okay if Chris Paul would have punched him in the face. Yeah. Sorry. Like, I don't care. Like, because at the end of the day,
might have been one of those where you apologize later.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like you said, going to break, it has to be consequence for your actions. You may feel like you can do what you want to do, but guess what? What happens? You know what happens when people get consequences for what they want to do and they don't like them, and if it ends up them being embarrassed or kicked out or getting beat up or something like that, they won't do it again. So right. And then the video goes viral. The one thing I love about social media, it goes viral, the video goes out, and you know what? It's gonna stop some other idiot from trying to doggone engage somebody's mom. Like, right. That's where I draw the line. Don't get into a space where you're doing stuff like that for people's families, because they have absolutely nothing to do with what's going on the court. And if you're trying to heckle to try to get your team to win, and you feel like in your mind that's what you need to do, you need to focus on what's going on the court and not other people's families. That's ridiculous.
Right. And let me clarify, when I say heckling, it's not your general heckling of, hey, man, whatever you have to say in favor of your team versus the other. But I will tell you, there's a fine line with heckling, because sometimes it goes right to the edge, and the heckling, typically you can tell when it's about to lead to something physical, where you lay hands on a player or you lay hands on someone who's associated with the team. So that's why I say at some point we've got to watch out. And I do believe as well that somebody should be asking, where are these parents? Because there need to be consequences and repercussions for their actions. But hey, we could talk about this all day, because it does have so many layers. It's not always as cut and dry as we would like it to be, although this one seems pretty cut and dry to us. So we'll come back tomorrow and we will talk about what we hope is going to be a cut and dry series win for the Braves. We'll kind of preview for you the Braves Red Sox series. If there are any updates on Miles Robinson, personally, we will certainly react to that and bring you any and everything all sports ATL. But in the meantime, you guys have a great afternoon. It is a wonderful day in the A, a great evening whenever you try to check us out. We hope that you check us out first, and we hope that your second look-see for the sports network, Locked On Sports Network, that is in Atlanta, will be Hitting Hard with John Chuckery. Straight no chaser from our boys. So thanks again for rocking with us. We will see you guys tomorrow.
Y'all come back now, you hear?